When you first log into your program, your monthly expenses will be listed as a single grand total item labeled Unitemized Budget. When we say expenses, we mean non-debt living expenses, like your groceries, utility bills, insurance, etc. They happen on a recurring basis, but do not carry a balance. This does not include debts like mortgages, credit cards, or car loans. Most people choose to itemize their expenses, which means they want to individually list each expense. To do that, grab a piece of paper and make a list of your non-debt living expenses. Once that is done, start grouping them together into groups of similar expenses. For example, you might place your electric bill, gas bill, and water bill into a group called Utilities, and date night and bowling league might go into a group called Entertainment. Once you have your groups of expenses, add them into the program as groups by clicking Add Expense on the left of the budget page. In the box that pops up, type in the name of one of your groups of expenses, for example, Utilities. Next, click Select Category. You'll notice that there is a list of parent categories, and if you hover your mouse over that list, subcategories will be shown for each parent category. We're not going to use the subcategories quite yet. For our Utilities group, we're going to select the Bills and Utilities parent category. You will be asked if you want to itemize this group of expenses. Select Yes, and a section will pop up that allows you to add in your first utility expense. Type the name of the first expense in the Name field and select a category. You can either select the parent category or a specific subcategory. Next, put in the average amount for that expense. Many expenses fluctuate up and down, and that's okay. The amount you will list on this screen is just an average amount. You will report the exact amount of the expense later when you execute the action on the action plan. Next, select the frequency of the bill and the next date that this expense will be paid. If necessary, click Advanced Details below that to specify that the expense has an end date if it is only a temporary expense. Just to be clear, bi-weekly frequency means that you pay the bill every other week and will sometimes make a third payment during the month. Semi-monthly means that you pay the bill on 2 specific days per month, like on the 1st and 15th of every month. The Advanced Details section also allows you to specify which account your expense is paid from. By default, it selects your primary account, which is usually a checking account or a line of credit. However, you can designate a savings account, credit card, or even a different checking account as the account from which this expense is paid. For example, if the electric bill is paid with your Discover credit card, you can select that credit card to pay the electric bill. After you're done adding in the first itemized expense, click Add Expense on the right to add in the next, and continue adding them on until all the expenses within the group have been added. Click Save. The group of expenses will be added to your budget page. To add in another group of expenses, click Add Expense on the left. Continue adding in groups of expenses until you have accounted for everything that you pay regularly that is not a debt. With your itemized list of expenses completed, the next question is what to do with the unitemized budget line. At this time, you cannot remove this line, so you can either turn it into a miscellaneous expense item or reduce its amount to $0 if you have already itemized out everything. By the time you've finished, you should be seeing a complete list of all of your recurring non-debt expenses that you can now begin executing on the action plan once they happen in real life.